Somebody wrote me, and I saved it. Let's see where this goes. Am I a coward? Yeah. Hey, Woody, I don't know why I'm writing this, but I just want to tell someone, as I've always seen you as a father figure. I'm in my early 20s in the Middle East, but in time, I've had the privilege of living in the U.S., but I'll have to go back to my country eventually. The thing is, I no longer believe in the Islam faith. And if you are Muslim and leave, you are killed. That's Islam for you. In my country, I don't think that I'll be killed, not right away at least, but definitely I will be put in prison if I voice my thoughts. But that's not the worst to me. What's worse is my family believes that shit. I'm afraid that they will turn their backs on me, and they'll never hurt me physically, of that I know, but my family is everything to me. They are my friends, my mentors, my support. If I lose them, I'll lose everything that's meaningful in my life. When I'm with my friends here in the U.S., who are all Muslims and really good people, I pretend that I'm still a Muslim myself. I feel like a coward every time I do it. I have no one in my immediate life to talk to about this. I don't know why I'm even bothering you with this. I wanted to tell someone. I want to ask if I am a coward for pretending in front of other Muslims that I'm still one of them. Sorry for the long message. I just need to get this off my chest a little more. So, this guy pretends to be a Muslim, partly just to get in socially and partly to avoid physical problems, beat up, jail, etc. Is he a coward for this pretending?
Hell no.
I didn't think so either.
Not at all. Like, you're being smart. You're being tactful. You live in a country. Like, if we all lived in the U.S. and it was illegal to not be a Christian and they would send you to prison or something like that,
I'd be arguing that English was the most Christian.
Yeah, the Anglican Church. Like, of course you're not a coward, dude. Like, you don't want to die or get executed. Like, the fact that you were like, yeah, Chiz just brought up a good point. Was Anne Frank a coward? No. She was hiding from the Nazis because she would have been executed, or she was executed eventually. But, like,
even
no. In no world are you a coward.
In the U.S., he does it so that he fits in a little better. And I feel like even that is just being sort of socially responsible. I don't know. If I'm at somebody's Thanksgiving and they start praying, I look down and I'm quiet. It's...
Yeah, you just kind of let it happen. And there are definitely faiths, like particularly Islam, where if you are an apostate and you leave the religion, like, it's not just, all right, well, we'll go to church without you on Sundays. It's like, no, every link in your life is shattered. Like, your family, even immediate family, might disown
Mormons.
you. Well, Mormons will do that more than, like, Christians, but it's rare for, like, if you get out of Mormonism that they'll just totally excise you, unless they're, like, hardcore Mormon. They'll excommunicate you, but that just means that, well, your family can still associate with you. They're not, like, supposed to let you be, like, a bad influence on them. A lot of cults operate that way. I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast with Leah Remini, who was the lady from King of Queens, if any of you have seen that show.
Yeah.
And she was born and raised in the Church of Scientology. And so she was talking about how, your whole life revolves around it. If you leave, like, your family won't talk to you anymore. They won't associate with you. They'll, disown you. Like, you don't just lose that aspect of your faith out of your life where you have to fill that hole, your God hole, as Dennis calls it. You have to fill your social needs hole and your, financial needs hole if you had a job that was, like, with other Mormons or other Scientologists or Muslims or whatever. It's really shitty. I'm glad it's not like that here.
Yeah. Anyway,
would you associate with
Jews? They'll do that as well.
Would you associate with a Scientologist, Taylor? Like if you met a girl and otherwise she was, all good, you liked her, but she was a Scientologist, could you date her?
No.
What if she gave great blowjobs?
No, there's a lot of girls out there that can suck dick.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely like, because it would, even if she was like, oh, I'm totally cool with this, whatever, that's only a temporary thing. Because if she is, steadfast in wanting to remain a Scientologist, she would have to either convert me or hide me as, like, a secret boyfriend or something, because they would not allow that in the church.
What if she was massively racist? Could you deal with that? But not to, like, all the races, like what if she just hated Jews? But whenever they came, like, she was full blown though. She was a Holocaust denier.
What if it wasn't Jews? What if it was, like, Jamaicans? You know, just a little subset of people.
Only Jamaicans.
She just hates Jamaicans so much. She sees that yellow, green, and red or whatever the fuck, and goes crazy.
She's
Every time she hears steel drums.
those steel bongos that. Yeah.
Could you date a Jamaican hater?
A Jamaican hating Scientologist. I don't think that sweetened the deal for me at all. Yeah, I don't. Would you? Could either of you date a Scientologist? Think about it.
No, not a Scientologist. No. So I could date her, but almost for the curiosity factor. You know, I would love to like get on the inside of that thing. Like I'll tell you what, in Atlanta here we have a Hindu temple. And when you drive past it, I'm not exaggerating. Let me find you some pictures of this thing. It is beautiful. Like, I have no interest in becoming a Hindi or whatever, but God, this thing makes me want to. Like, look at these images at how spectacular this thing is. So I have a similar, like, fascination with Scientology because it's such a closed, weird thing. Like. I think I would like to get on the inside, especially if they didn't. See, here are the negatives to Scientology as I see them, right? They milk you of money. Like, it's not like you can just go to Bible class and learn. Like these levels cost money, right? And you know, you end up spending hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to like get to a higher tier level. Millions of dollars if you're capable of it. And I think they charge you more based on what they think they can get out of you. Like if you've got $50,000 to your name, guess what the next level costs? $49,999 for a limited time. So I wouldn't want to be a part of anything like that that costs a lot of money or any money whatsoever, really. But if you could just get in there and see what was what, I find it fascinating. So I think I could date a girl who was a Scientologist in that regard, but like I wouldn't want to be held to any standards or anything. I wouldn't want it to affect me.
If you haven't listened to that Joe Rogan with Leah Remini about Scientology, you should. It's really interesting to get like the insider perspective on it. She was talking in it about how like Tom Cruise is not just another high-ranking guy or whatever level he was on. Mm-hmm. She was saying like you do not question Tom. Like what Tom says goes. Like when Tom was on set doing his movies and like, you know, the other actors are like, hey, can you bring me a water? And some, I don't know what they're called there, you know,
PA.
Some PA or something will run off who works for the studio or whatever, get him some water. Tom Cruise apparently is totally inculcated in like a bubble of Scientology assistants. So when he is like, hey, bring me a cucumber sandwich or whatever, one of them will run off and get it. Like he's not even talking to non-Scientologists in those environments. Like they have like almost a shell around him. Sorry, go ahead.
So what made that part interesting to me was that Tom wasn't as crazy as I thought, right? You hear it and you're like, oh, he believes in aliens and this, and Xanadu is going to come down and he's uniquely qualified to save it. No, this motherfucker's getting his yard cut. He's getting water delivered to him. Everyone else is pouring money into this thing. And he, on the other hand, is the recipient of all these services and stuff. He's not going broke from Scientology. Scientology wants Tom. He's the guy who's getting his dick sucked by
Scientology is blackmailing Tom. Scientology has him as their figurehead, right? Like Scientology, that motherfucker paid in, just like Travolta paid in.
Oh.
Yes.
I mean,
oh yeah, they've got shit on him for sure, probably.
Right? Yeah,
they do on everyone.
It, and it seems like Tom and maybe Travolta too are the people at the top of the multi-level marketing thing here, and they get this shit. They get babied. They get treated right.
No,
they get babied in a way because
after all of that auditing that especially John Travolta did. They've been blackmailing him to be part of that thing for a decade or more. Like that's just how it works. Those people don't want to be there. Like you don't think they can get a cucumber sandwich as Tom Cruise? Like
that's
John
so
Travolta
racist.
owns a
How could you say that?
John Travolta owns a fleet of planes. You know, he's got a 747 literally in his backyard. He's got a runway.
Has a runway. Yeah.
Yeah. That motherfucker doesn't need Scientology. Scientology needs him, and they keep him there.
How do you know he bought that runway? Maybe Scientology put the runway in for him.
Who knows if they helped or not? I
I
don't
don't
know.
have
But
his
like,
text documents, but he's had that runway for like 25 or 30 years or something like that.
there's a reason that many of these niche, religious organizations have different words for what they call, auditing in Scientology, where it's like you sit down with someone, everything is recorded, you hold on to whatever device or do whatever, meditation you're supposed to do prior, and then you just spill your guts about everything to them. And if they assume you're lying or they think you're not being truthful, they can like write you up and dock you and give you some form of punishment. And so they basically just gather tons and tons of info on you, getting you to spill your guts. And then, 12 years later or whatever, if Tom Cruise or whoever is like, I don't want to be in the church anymore, I've paid enough, I'm leaving, they'll be like, oh, well, that would be a shame if, someone learned about XYZ.
I hear you. I don't know. The way that I've watched a couple Scientology documentaries, and I saw, of course, the podcast with her on it, Leah, whatever. My understanding is there are a few people who are winning at this Scientology thing. A couple leaders in it, and Tom Cruise is one of those few.
I don't think so at all.
Maybe,
according to Going
as...
Clear, they're being blackmailed. The whole HBO documentary. That's one.
I think it's more like you're definitely right that they're no slouch in that ranking system. I don't know. I think it goes to 9 levels. Like they're really high up, but I feel like the group that's really benefiting is the ones even higher than them. Like the, I don't know, board administrators. I don't even know how you would refer to them. The heads of the church, like they're the ones I feel like making the decisions. And no matter how high you get, like you're not making the calls like that. Like I don't know. It's so fucking convoluted and confusing.
In any of these like power structures, and you have to reward the people who hold the keys to your power. If the guy on the very, very top is the only person who likes the situation, that doesn't last. They get rid of the top guy. It does if he's
blackmailing you. The documentary claimed that Scientology chiefs hold a black PR package on Travolta with all of the disclosures he made during auditing sessions. During these sessions, a trained auditor asked pointed questions such as, what are you willing for me to talk about to others? Travolta is said to have requested that these sessions were not filmed, but secret cameras were allegedly installed anyway, as well as the claims about Travolta. Former senior members of the faith told documentary makers about the various forms of punishment meted out by leaders. I think they're blackmailing these folks, man. I think that's the deal. I think that you get these stars to be your figureheads to bring in the peons, which are then put literally in slave camps, and like they pay to work for you, and then in turn they're blackmailed. And then there's a lot of people who've gone missing, right? Like a lot of people who have died, and there was that lady who was like boiled in a bathtub in their hotel.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I did not hear about this. How do you boil water in a bathtub? Do you have to bring it up boiling and then like quickly torture the person? Because it'll cool off.
Let me get it.
Then you just have a tub of lukewarm water. Man, I feel very lucky that I was not brought up in one of these fringe religions. 10 strange deaths connected to the Church of Scientology. Thank you, Chiz. Oh, they've got them by name.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, look at the... Oh, maybe you're on the same...
Is it the listverse?
Patrice Vick.
The xenudirectory.net. Scroll down on my link. Look at the third one down. That's the person who was boiled alive in a bathtub.
Wow.
Death listed as drowning.
Drowned in boiling water. Holy shit.
Some rough deaths here. I guess most deaths.
They call it the lobster.
If you're going to drown someone, be a decent person and just do it in regular temperature water.
Right.
What temperature would you prefer, Taylor?
Something comfortable.
Cool. Yeah,
As I slip into death,
like a summer
I would like it to be a little, like maybe like 87 degrees.
Oh, too much. No, 68, 72, something down there.
That's where you want to be drowned.
This makes a good point. Maybe you want to go into full-on shock from very cold water and then sort of drift down into the...
I think your body lasts longer in that situation. That's why these people get trapped under the ice. And
I'm imagining someone like holding my head under in like a bathtub like this, where they're, you're going to drown, you're going to die.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if
Couldn't
any
they just
temperature is
hit me
going to
with
make.
a lead pipe, Sons of Anarchy style.
Yikes.
Just shoot me.
Can I do another
Right?
question?